Hey, you guys, welcome to Time to Rise and Shine. I am Kendra Moore, life insurance and retirement consultant. And this podcast is about mindset, motivation, and money. All right, because we need all three in order to get to where we want to go, which is, I would say, this podcast is for people who are really taking their finances seriously and who are looking at how to accumulate some real wealth. So, today, what I want to talk about is this economic environment and especially around these layoffs. I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. Hopefully, you have been. It's very important to stay up to date, especially when you think about, what moves you should be making to protect yourself financially. But what's happening now is there are a lot of layoffs that are happening. So the Human Health and HHS, Human Health and Services, they are laying off, or they are talking about laying off 10,000 workers. 10,000 workers. That is pretty significant. Of course, we've had federal employees, a lot of federal employees across the country who have been either let go or chose to resign. In addition to that, I want to give you guys some other companies that have been laying people off lately. We have HelloFresh, which I used to use them, Hewlett Packard, TikTok is also implementing job cuts, Wayfair. You have Starbucks. They're actually laying off 1,100 corporate employees. For Hewlett Packard, they said up to 2,000 people. So we just have Southwest recently. They announced that they were laying off 1,750 people. So, and Meta is laying off employees across units, including Instagram, WhatsApp, and Reality Labs. So this has all been within the span of the past few months. And, it's interesting because when I was working in corporate, there was always some talk of reorg, so that's, an organization being restructured. And a lot of times, people didn't know whether or not that reorg meant that they would still have a job, or they would have to interview for a job. So, it's very stressful, and when you're caught up in an environment like that. And then, of course, if you are laid off, then, of course, that's a whole nother level of stress. So a lot of companies now, they're looking to see where can we save money, because the environment, the economic environment right now is pretty, unpredictable. So that's what they're looking at. So what does this mean for you when it comes to your mindset, your motivation, and your money? Well, the first thing is that you have to really open your eyes and not be blind to what's going on. I know it's a lot being thrown at us from all different directions, but it's very important to stay up to date on the things that especially will impact your wallet, whether it's the tariffs, whether it's layoffs, etc. The other thing is it's your responsibility at the end of the day to protect your family. And as a life insurance and retirement consultant, I see too many times where people, they just depend on the job, so I have life insurance through my job, so I'm good, right? That's what a lot of people say. But do you plan on being at your job forever? For a lot of people, that's yes, I plan on working here. This is why, I like it here. Everybody doesn't hate their job. However, what if you are one of these people that will be getting laid off, right? Now, when it comes to life insurance, the life insurance that you have at your job is not permanent. It does not stay with you. That is term life insurance. And so, meaning at the end of your term of employment with that company, then your insurance goes away. Your life insurance goes away. So then you don't have that financial protection, for yourself and your family. In addition to that, when you think about all the things that should be covered for your family to be financially free, should something happen to you, for most people, your life insurance at your job is not going to cover the amount that you need. So that's the second thing. But that's a whole nother topic. Today, I want to kind of stay focused on the layoffs part because it's real and it's happening every day. And, everyone thinks like, okay, it's sad for them. Of course, that can't happen to me. But when you see the government start to lay off people, when you see contractors associated with the government start to lay off people, you have to understand that even in the private world, a lot of private companies, corporate companies, they have government contracts. So as the government restructures, the way they operate, then these private companies have to restructure the way they operate. So it's definitely a trickle down effect. So what I don't want is for you guys to look, at what's happening and say, I feel sorry for them, which we do. We do feel sorry for them. But understand that this could have an impact on you and you have to protect yourself. So what am I saying? So I am saying that look at getting private life insurance. Private life insurance stays with you. Nobody can take it away from you. It provides you more coverage and you have additional benefits. You can have, if you choose the right company, the right plan. Those additional benefits are living benefits. So a lot of people don't realize that insurance companies now, some of them actually allow you to use your life insurance while you are living. So if you have a condition such as you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, let's say you have cancer, God forbid, you find out you have cancer. I mean, these types of things are things that often surprise people. And if you know somebody who has been diagnosed with cancer or had a heart attack or stroke, develop Alzheimer's or dementia, these are things that oftentimes people are not financially prepared for. Well, thankfully, these life insurance companies now, a lot of them, they have plans, or I shouldn't say a lot, because a lot of them still don't do this, but certain companies, they, in their plans, allows you to tap into that death benefit so you can use those funds for your medical needs, including long-term care needs as well. But that's a whole different topic. But my point here today is look at what's going on around you. Make sure you protect yourself and your family's financial future. Okay. Do not just depend on the government or the company to do that for you. It is your responsibility. It is your family. It is your legacy. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions or drop questions in the comment. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. If you are watching this in the Orlando area and you are a woman entrepreneur, I am hosting a speed networking event tonight. So you can go to my Instagram page, check out my story. My Instagram page is Kendra More Life. And you can also follow me on TikTok as well. All right. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Be blessed. And I will see you next Friday.